y'all doing? Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time coming to one of my videos, my name is Whitney. It's so good to meet you. Thank you for giving me a chance and see what I'm all about. If this is you're returning, like you're coming back for more, thank you so much. Hey friend, I'm so excited that we get to sit and talk and learn lessons together. Again, I'm just always excited to come and, talk about things that I'm learning or things that I have learned, things that God puts on my heart to give you. So it's always a good time. So thank you for that. If you don't know who I am, my name is Whitney. I am a published published author. I'm a singer, songwriter, actress, just a creator through and through, and I love to love people. And share God's love with people. So if that's something you're interested in, come on with me, and we're going to talk about some stuff. So as some may know, some may not, I'm a published author, and I oftentimes, even though I wrote the book, which is called #Love Thyself, it was published in 2018. It is about the journey to self-love and understanding how loved you are, and learning to appreciate that and live your life in that way. Although I published it then, there's still lessons that I have to go back to and read again, in daily life. So if you haven't already gotten a copy of the book or anything like that, you can actually visit my website, which is www.iamwhitneyallen.com, and place your order, and we'll get you one. And we'll get you a copy of the book. Today we're going to talk about something that I feel is super important in life, in the journey of loving yourself, just in general, super important, and that is quality, and in different ways. So not just kind of at the surface, but quality in your worth and things like that. So a part of my book reads thusly. It's actually the title of the section is called Stop Changing to Please Others. People in our environment are very influential. They have their own views on life and all that makes life happen. These same people, though they affect us, are also affected by us. Each individual has to, at some point in life, experience changes. Whether these changes are viewed positively or negatively, they are all useful for the individual for their personal growth. When you make changes to yourself or within, you may be making a change that stunts the growth that is meant for you. Never change for anyone else's happiness, especially when it means sacrificing your own happiness. The Creator of the universe gives the pleasure of change and growth by allowing you to choose. Until you fully understand yourself, you cannot fully understand how to bring others happiness. Focus instead on your life and your own purpose. True joy and happiness comes with truth to oneself first and acceptance of hope's reality. So for me, reading that again, though I wrote it, it's kind of like it brings me, and it's kind of like, okay, how does that connect? So it kind of brings me to quality over quantity, right? So when you're trying to please others, or you're trying to fit this status, or you're trying to get to this certain place in life because that is what happiness means to you, and that is your ultimate focus above all, you kind of veer more towards the quantity side. So if I do all these things, then I'm going to be happy. If I get to this, and the other thing, then I'm going to be happy. If I change this, then I'm going to be happy. If I do what this person said, then I'll be happy because they accept that. If I do, it's all these different things. Sometimes it's within ourselves. A lot of times it's within ourselves. If I'm more laid back, they'll like me more. Or if I'm more outgoing, then it's going to be great, and then I'll be happy. But it's like the quantity is not what always affects that inner peace, that inner joy, that inner happiness. It's the quality of the thing. So I believe that quality means more. So not just if I do all these things then I'll be happy. It's when I'm with this, when I'm within this situation, I feel joy. However, when I'm not in that situation, I can also feel joy for just being still, or just having life, or whatever it is. It's not always it's kind of like you're not seeking the happiness of it, you're seeking joy. So for me, happiness is the quantity. So it's like all these things are going on and you're like, oh wow, this is exciting. But that joy is that quality where it's kind of like no matter what situation I'm in, I am able to glean just some contentment and some joy within myself, whether I'm with people or whether I'm not, whether I'm smaller or larger, whether I'm, whether I have the latest sneakers like the rest of my girls or my, guys, or if I just got some sneakers from, down the street at Walmart, just being able to glean some contentment from whatever situation you're in. And that for me is like the quality over quantity. And I feel like that, wraps all together in that when you make changes for yourself, whether it's, your appearance, whether it is your, kind of like your personality or how you act in social situations, when you change your habits to suit the situation as opposed to looking at how you're growing in that situation, it becomes dangerous, because at the core and at the heart of you have to be yourself. That's just it's just a natural pull. What you are and what you are used to is kind of like what you go back to. Now some people kind of are in a space that is not natural to themselves, and a lot of times we have, well, I can speak for myself, you kind of have an internal struggle sometimes, because it's like naturally Christ wants us to be wants to give us happiness, wants us to be content, wants us to see the joys and things of that, things of life. But sometimes things that we're going through, or things that aren't happening, or things that are happening, or whatever we're experiencing, could cause us to go into this kind of state of mind that's not natural to us. So times when you're kind of like not feeling happy, some depressed times, some sad times, angry, all these different things, because naturally that's not what Christ has for us, right? He doesn't seek for us to be angry and without and alone and sad. That's never what he wanted for us. He wanted us to be together. He wanted us to be happy. He wanted us to be joyful, which is why he created partners for us, which is why he gave us the beauty of the garden in the beginning, and created us this beautiful world that we are to take care of. It's why he gave us such beauty from the beginning, because that was that peace and that sereneness and that serenity and all these beautiful things was what the blueprint was. So it's kind of like when we get away from what the nature of what the plan of God was, it can cause us to be like, I want to make these changes, and it's just really, it's really like a like kind of like a muddled thing. But it's just very important, I feel, to make sure that, at least for myself, and as I'm learning this, making sure that I'm gleaning more towards quality over quantity. I want that quality of joy over the quantity of happiness. I don't have to have everything else, everything everyone else has. I don't have to look like others. I don't have to partake in things that others do, and neither do they. It's a two-way street here. Because I have choice from the beginning, I can do things that within myself I feel is right for me and brings me happiness, is not hurting anybody, things like that. But because it's something that it's natural for me to want to be happy, it's natural for me to want to have joy, but I want more quality in my life as opposed to quantity. So I want to, I kind of just want to share that and share the journey, as I'm learning that, because sometimes we definitely can get stuck in wanting that quantity. I want all the things. I want the guy, I want the babies, I want the house with the picket fence, I want the, the girl and the, whatever, that, all these different things. And I want the 6-figure income, 7-figure income. I want that car, I want that house, I want this and this and that. If you don't have that quality still needs to be your foundation. And it's something that I continue to learn. Quality over quantity. Quality meaning joy, quantity meaning happiness. If it ain't happening, be joyful, because there's always something to be grateful for. So I hope that this was helpful. As I always say, remember to love God, because He is the source of real love. Remember to love yourself and appreciate who God created you to be. And ultimately, remember, as you're getting all this love from God, to share it with other people, because that is the way your world goes around. I love you so very much.